All right, welcome. My name's Jim from Return Solutions. I wanted to take a few minutes to go over the accounting and finance program, Return Solutions, which obviously can save your business a lot of money. I basically am a shop owner myself and been in business for about 27 years. I struggled with accounting and finance, and over the years, I learned and I developed systems, and the systems turned out to be pretty nice. So I decided if I could just find someone that could turn this into a program, and I ran into a gentleman by the name of Shaw, and him and I decided we'd partner up, and he wrote the program and I designed the program. So let me go over the program with you just a little bit to give you an idea of what the potential is of this program and what it can do for you. So basically, we have the toolbar, and everything is done from the toolbar. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to just explain everything to you and be as brief as possible. I know that it can get boring. So we're going to start with the drop down for categories. So you have all categories and you have add category. So just remember, add category is if you want to add a new category to the program. But we'll go to all categories. And in all categories, the categories themselves are basically the headings for what you want to track in your business. For example, advertising and marketing, automobile expenses, buildings and grounds upkeep, discounts, meals if you feed your employees, different things, office maintenance. But these categories can be customized to your personal needs. But these are the categories that I use in the program for my business. So let's take advertising and marketing, for example. So you can go in, you can look at that, advertising and marketing. So you have category name, advertising and marketing. So that's your main category. And then your subcategories underneath that are the types of payouts you have, like every door direct mail, events. You know, if you have some kind of customer appreciation day or something like that, that would be under events. Flyers, that would be the printing of flyers. Any general marketing expense, postage, printing. And again, these subcategories can be anything you want them to be, whatever you want to track. So you don't necessarily have to go with what you see on the screen here. Now over here where it says fixed cost, now this is here because you're going to have the ability to print a report called the owner's break-even report, and typically this would take hours to do if you did it yourself. But fixed cost is going to let the program know if that's a fixed expense or if it's just a general expense. You know, an example would be if you're putting cars on or parts on a customer's car, that's not a fixed expense. A fixed expense would be your electric bill, the rent for the building, utilities, different things like that that are guaranteed costs to run the business. So if it's a fixed expense, you would check yes, and then your owner break-even report is going to pick that information up. So you can delete a category if you want, or a subcategory, and obviously we can go back and add. So you can add more categories, but typically you're going to get a certain amount of categories, and that's going to be handled for you. So then we have the banks. There's a lot to go over here. You have a listing of all your banks. Obviously, there's no account numbers in here. We don't want to compromise anything like that. You can add a bank. You can edit your last bank statement items. Let me click that on for you. You know, the name of the bank appears here. And we're going to go from a certain date. Let's go. Okay, so basically what you have here is a bank statement, banking statement. Where this is going to come in down the road is when you do a reconciliation of your supplier statement. And in this case, I run my business off of a credit card. So rather than a supplier statement, I use my bank statement to do my reconciliation. But we're going to go over reconciliation a little bit later. You can add bank statements by uploading them through a PDF, or you can manually input the data if you want to go that route. And then you have the option here to eliminate duplicates. The program will actually check for these duplicates and allow you to eliminate them. All right, now we're going to look at suppliers. We have all suppliers, so let me click on that for you. Okay, so this is a list of all your suppliers. I like to look at this as like maybe a filing cabinet. I highly recommend that the supplier's name be entered into the program as it appears on their invoice. Under the supplier section, you can edit these suppliers, or you can look at the details, edit, or look at details. Let me pick one of these to edit. We'll edit this supplier. So under this supplier, we have the supplier's name, the supplier's address, their phone number, and you have the option to put their email in there and their website. And here you have what's known as a default category. So obviously this is a Chevrolet dealership. So the default category is going to be parts installed. Here you have detailed invoices only. There's two different types of invoices, and here we've selected detailed invoices, which means that you always have to create a detailed invoice when you use this supplier. All right, so this checkbox here for extended price mainly pertains to fasteners. It's when you're paying a fixed price, but you're getting multiple items. It allows the system to identify that extended price identifies that even though the price is this, there's multiple parts of the same nature within that extended price. So you probably won't use that often, but that is there for you if you need it. Okay, import payroll. Import payroll is basically for the owner's break-even report, because payroll is part of your expenses, fixed expenses. And then you have import an invoice. If you don't want to manually input the data, you can import the data through a PDF and it will populate all that information for you. And some of this is import bank statement. That is if you're paying your bills with a credit card, or maybe some of your bills, you want to import the bank statement items for the reconciliation report. And then same here, supplier statements, import supplier statement so you can do that reconciliation.